In 1910, most of people have chronic disease. They need to stay in hospital care home. But now people have medicine with them and they can be cured. So there's more and more people maybe have long-term disease around us living. So 100 years later now, which is we're healthier, more better medicine, we live longer. But which means that we got more and more people with disability and older. So this is a world that we are having now. So we need to change. I think we need to be changing as a profession as designers. So we can't work in a model which is about medical, that they are really poor, we need to help them. So it's a group of older people or a group of people with disability that we need to help them. But it's not about helping, it's not about sympathy, it's about how they can be part of the society. So it's a new model that social science called the social model. They are part of us. So it's not about them and us. But then, for a designer, this is really important to think about. So we're not just designing the wheelchair and make the wheelchair more stylish, but it's how to get the people with disability to be part of the society, how they can be part of influence of the politics, the design they've been living in. We're not only looking at a lonely old woman, but it's also about how she can engage with different gender, different generations, and how to engage with the environment. So that's what we mean inclusive design. It's designed very simply to improve people's lives, to be part of the societies. So this is a very good example that we always use at Victoria V&A Museum in London, which is, can you imagine a couple that one is on wheelchair, one which can walk, can go into this beautiful museum together on this beautiful entrance. The wheelchair person don't need to go at the back door. That's what means inclusive design. But then we're also thinking about something new, what design can do. So it's a cultural model we're talking about, how we can actually work with people with disability. We are working together as partners. We learn from them. So this is a project one of the students been doing, working with Holly, which is a lady only with one hand. And they've been designing something together about the future perspectives. We also do a lot of work to bring designer and people with disability together. So this is a project we did in Hong Kong in 2008. Get a whole bunch of designers, follow these two brothers who have MPS. So this is a typical model that they're really poor, they can't do a lot of things, they use two hands to hold a mouse that we can just use it, take it for granted, just use it like one hand, but they need two hands because of all their disease. But then, instead of looking at something they can't do, we encourage designers to look at something they can do. So it's learning from people with disability how they deal with their own life creatively. So through this interaction, designer makes something very creative, which is asking if the mouse starting in day one is not a mouse, it's a chopstick. So all the Chinese will be really, really good at it. So this is something a 48 hours workshop have been done. So thanks for all the designers. So also, design can make people feel they have more value. So this is a logo that I designed for the brothers, which is explaining MPS. There's 7 types of them, and they can become their logo has identity. So what is design again? So there was a lot of discussion in the 60s and 70s in UK talking about design is actually the third culture. So if science is looking at the nature, human subjects like arts is about human experience. So design is our looking at all the things that are around us, which is made by people. So this is design. And also, if everything is design, so we should learn about how design works. So designery way of knowing, looking at the world through a designer way. That's what we been doing, I have been collaborating with a local sociologist, Dr. Danny Ho, 何國良博士. We've been looking at how we can change this. So we're talking about how about design a way of doing and practice. So I call myself a design advocate. So I'm someone who know about design, and I'm going to enable you to design for your own life. So you know about yourself and design for yourself. Doesn't need to be stuff, but can be your own lives, your way of living. So this project was done when I did my PhD in Hong Kong in a local housing estate. So can a grassroots residents know how to talk to architects? And I've been designing a whole series of workshops for them to train them. At that time, I used the word train, but I think it's better to call them, to enable them to understand design, learn the design language, learn what is good and bad, learn how to comment. Learn how to read a floor plan. Not everyone can read floor plan, but architects all draw on floor plan. Learn how to make two-dimensional change to three-dimensional, which designers seems really easy to handle, but not for everyone. Using different ways to get them to understand. How about using Lego to play and then understand a floor plan? Have you been to the West Kowloon consultation? Can you imagine someone can't see how they can look at floor plan? They can't touch the model. So I developed workshop with people with visual impairment that with fruit, building a floor plan together with fruit, and then we can eat it and throw things away that they don't like. So this is what we call design lives, which is in Chinese is 設計點生活, design your own life. And we've been working with a lot of organizations in Hong Kong, like we're working with secondary school, looking at how to make music with those sound, which is a collaboration with a group of teenagers with a girl with hearing impairment. So how you share music with color, with no sound. This was a 3 days workshop. Developing workshop for people with spinal injury, teaching them how to design. Go to secondary school, changing the design technologies curriculum, thinking about design and inclusion. How to think about age. I'm 37. Can everyone talk about their age with respect? Thinking about aging is everyone's problem, it's not just the older people problem. So how to think about home, community, and yourself on aging. How to bring the Western image of older people to China, thinking about older people can be very creative. The biggest issues in China now, apart from climate change, is the aging problem. Is one kid is going to support 6 adults in the coming 30 years. So you can see that 12% of people in China is over 60 now. The number is massive. But the resources is not enough. Only 15 beds for every 1,000 older people. But they are creative. That's what I've been doing. I've been trying to identify creative older people in China to work with me. And this is a group of people I've been working with and I'm going to work in the coming year is a group of retired professors in Tsinghua University, which is 6,000 of them, from world-class chemists to bioengineering, everything you can think about, they are the world-class expert. So it's about positive aging as a process. And this is a project we've been doing these 2 weeks in Hong Kong with Hong Kong Design Institutes. It's about positive aging in your local area. Bringing my friend from Brazil, have a really different way of looking at life, Paula Deep somewhere, and she's passionate, she is positive, bringing this old passion to Hong Kong. We've been doing a lot of projects. There's one in London, building a mandala in the middle of a school playground. So that's my end of my talk, and this is the question back to you for you to think about. Thank you.